How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 2 of Music Mysteries with Parker Burns. So today's episode, I'm going to be telling you the story of Robert Johnson and the Mississippi Delta blues scene and the legend of Robert Johnson selling his soul to the devil to become one of the greatest blues guitar players of all time and one of the most influential blues guitar players of all time. So, hope you enjoy. Robert Johnson was a kid, a young man, I guess, a kid, kind of young man, from Mississippi in the Delta area, kind of the rural area where blues started becoming a popular thing amongst the plantations, from slaves and everything to like more modern times. And this is like in the early 1900s, 19 teens, 19 area. It was becoming more popular, that kind of stuff. He wanted to be wanted to play the blues guitar just as good as the rest of them. He would go to the local bars and watch other people play guitar, and he wanted to play as good as they did. Well, so one day he brought his own guitar, learned how to play it, went to one of his the bars where his mentors played, where the people he looked up to played guitar, and he got on stage and started playing while they were on break. Well, the crowd was not too happy about this, and they did not think he played very well, so they booed him off stage, started throwing stuff, whatever, and told the people who were supposed to be playing, why'd y'all let this kid play up here? He sucks, whatever, all that kind of stuff. So that really discouraged him. Well, so he marched right out of that bar and didn't show back up for about 2 years. Well, when he showed back up, he got up on stage, had an extra string, a seventh string, on what usually is a 6-string guitar, and could play songs and had techniques, could play all kinds of things that people have never seen before. This was brand new stuff that they thought was impossible, never seen it before. Well, so the legend goes of how he got so good is that he was instructed, over those 2 years, to go down by the Dockery plantation in Mississippi. You can actually still go to this place and look at it. They have it marked off where the crossroads is, where the train tracks and stuff are, the crossroads. You can actually go in the Mississippi Delta area and go find where they have it like historically marked. So supposedly, he went to the crossroads and met a man dressed in all black who took the guitar from him, tuned it, added an extra string, played a few songs, showed him how to play these songs, showed him a few techniques, then gave it back to him. And this man was the devil himself. So the story is that Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil to become one of the most influential and one of the greatest blues guitarists of all time in the late 19-teens and early 1920s. Well, he started releasing music, and it was very popular back then. It didn't become as popular until after he died, but it was still very popular. He was playing things nobody's ever heard before. Well, the legend started going around town, and so people started looking at him differently. His in-laws were not big fans of him, especially his father-in-law, because they were very Christian-based people, religious people, and they thought that since he was the stories that he was messing with the devil and the devil's craft and all that kind of stuff was not appealing to them. They did not like that. So he kind of got blackballed from everybody, and he got slipped into drinking, all that kind of stuff, like a fish, all that kind of stuff. He denied, though, that he sold his soul to the devil, but people still thought that's what he did. He used to go out to the graveyard in his hometown in Hazelhurst and Mississippi and would sit all night at night in the graveyard and just play blues songs all night. And so people thought that was weird. People thought, oh, it's because he's doing witchcraft. Like devil's work, all that kind of stuff. Well, part of the deal, supposedly, was that he would become one of the greatest guitarists, but he would die on his 27th year. So, like when when he turned 27, some point during his 27th year, he was gonna die. Well, he was at one of the bars one night, partying, whatever, living it up. Well, somebody bought him a jug of whiskey, and when he went to take the drink, the bartender warned him, "Don't drink it." Hey, or maybe one of the bartenders, sorry, it was one of the people next to him, sitting with him, said, "Hey, don't drink that. Don't." It was already open when it was handed to him, so don't drink anything that's already been open because you never know what's in it. Whatever. Well, he had such a cocky attitude, big head on him because of who he was. He was like, "No one's gonna tell me what to do." So he went ahead and drank it. Turned out it was poison, and he ended up dying right there on the spot that night. And coincidentally, he was 27 years old. So, to this day, people obviously don't really know what happened that night, but there are museums. If you go to Mississippi, there's a Delta Blues museum, and you can go look at all the stuff, all the stories, all the news articles, whatever, all the different things about Robert Johnson and selling his soul to the devil. You can actually go to the crossroads where it supposedly happened, and they have it marked of the spot where the Mississippi Blues was, and was changed forever. And this also sparked a ongoing legend that's still going on to this day called the 27 Club. And so basically, it's a legend that young rock stars will sell their souls to the devil to become these great, musicians, but they will die on their 27th year. So some of these people who are believed to be in this club are like Jimi Hendrix died when he was 27. Jim Morrison from The Doors, the lead singer of The Doors, died when he was 27. I'm supposed to believe it. Kurt Cobain, the lead singer of Nirvana, died when he was 27. Amy Winehouse, I believe is the latest one, died when she was 27. Janis Joplin died when she was 27, etc. Lots of people. You can actually Google it and look up all the names and all the lists of people who coincidentally died when they were 27, supposedly just selling their souls to the devil. So, I don't know if it's true or not. No one really knows. It's kind of just up to you what you want to think. But it's still something interesting to look into. And if you're ever in Mississippi, please go check out the Mississippi Delta Blues Museum, and go look at the Crossroads spot itself, and just see, think for yourself, see what you think really happened that night. Anyways, that's my story for Music Mysteries, episode 2. This is Parker Burns, and thanks for listening.